Hello, welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, well, have you ever wanted to fly a giant brick? Well, look no further than the BR1K, which is this lovely thing that I'm currently standing on top of. So this is a rather large ship that's, well, a giant rectangle, features no guns around the outside, it's powered by hydrogen thrusters, it's got a bunch of jump drives on here so it can jump 8,000 kilometers, and it's got a fairly large interior for you to wander around in, if that's what you want to do. It's fully survival ready, it's jetpack disabled ready, so you've got a very hardcore scenario that you're playing through, then this ship is going to be perfect for that. And going back to the turrets, if you are kind of worried about not having defenses around this thing, there are plenty of connectors around this thing, as you see from the back there and at the front, which you can remove, replace with a conveyor junction, then put a turret on the front of it to actually have some turrets if you want that. No, pressing F10, find it in spawn menu, the BR1K, which is a vanilla design, there is a separate version that does feature the build and repair mod if you want to use it. But this thing is 1,708 large blocks, using pretty much all the DLC packs. We see up to here that this is the base model, BR1K, and the nanobot build and repair modules have been replaced with conveyors, making this thing a mod-free version. The PCU is 6,874, we've got its dimensions right there, as well as what's included on this ship. So we've got large cargo containers, large hydrogen tanks, O2H2 generators, 4 jump drives, a bunch of batteries, we've got some emergency reactors, just in case you've got access to uranium, oxygen tanks and all of that, and it does have a bunch of sensors around the doorways, so you simply have to walk up to them, they'll open up automatically, then close automatically to allow you to go through without using a scripted airlock. Anyway, we'll give this thing a thumbs up, we run towards the very front, have a look around the outside, then tour the interior, fly around for a bit, and then because it's got no guns, we'll simply slam it into an asteroid and blow it up that way. So putting on my light, this is what we get for the very front. And I suppose before we actually go any further, yes, there will be a link to Skybox in the description below. It's another Warhammer 40k one, which is a nice one with a bunch of blues, purples, and blacks. Not as nightmarish as the previous one, but no, we do have a massive swirly up there, which is very nice stuff. Anyway, for the very front of the BR1K, this is what we get. We're right in the very middle. As you can see, we've got ourselves a connector to dock this thing up, with a bunch of interior lights on the top and the bottom, just to light up this whole section. Up to here we can see a window, which is going to be a passage which has a camera right behind there, giving it a nice sort of protection from shots coming towards it. Pulling away and come back over to this section, we've got 2 large spotlights up there just currently blinding us, and then a bunch of hydrogen thrusters to help slow this thing down. Moving around onto this side, here we go, it's going to be slightly different on both sides, because only one side has the entrance, but there's another connector, there's another camera, there's another light. Cross over this part, we can see an event controller right up there, as well as 2 more hydrogen thrusters, one of our 4 jump drives right there behind that window, and over there's an O2H2 generator, across to here, more hydrogen thrusters, across to there another event controller, there's another light, and here we are at the very back. Just skimming past this part to the opposite side, there we go, it's going to be largely the same until we come all the way over to this section, where as you can see, we've got a ladder that comes all the way down from the ground, all the way up to this doorway, with a sensor right next to it, then you go inside without opening up the doorway yourself, or without using a script. Simply come up to it, there we go, on the inside, close up automatically, and then that doorway in front of us will open up as well. And there we go. Come back to that a bit later when we go around on foot. Now we're going to go back to this, towards the very back. And there we are. So we've got 3 large hydrogen thrusters to boost us around. And peering through here, we can see all the gubbins of the ship, such as the jump drives, the hydrogen tanks, large containers, and all of that. I do kind of wish, which could be a thing in Space Engineers 2, or maybe a future DLC pack for Space Engineers 1, is having some non-collision blocks can fill up these gaps right here, just make the back of the ships or back of any ship look a lot more neater, because currently when you have it looking like so, it's very easy for the internals to take damage just because of the way the thrusters have been set up. So I don't know, maybe they can have square hydrogen thrusters in its place as a new skin block, or like I said, a non-collision section, then just go behind these blocks just to hide up that area, making it look a lot more neater. Anyway, yes, we've got 2 more lights on the very top right there, as well as a sneaky little camera right here to help reverse it up. Moving all the way up and looking down, there we go, some more lights, we've then got 2 inset lights, there's another connector. Across to here on the left and right hand side, we then got some steps, just adding a bit of extra decoration. In the middle is a secondary way to get in and out of this thing, as well as some more hydrogen thrusters. Towards the front, we then got 2 red lights, more hydrogen thrusters. Down here's our little bridge to actually fly it around. And there's our spotlights at the very front. We also have these 2 little sections right here on the very left and right hand side of our bridge, which are basically 2 little corrugated skin sections, which are there for purely decoration, but you could use these as a little foxhole, so if you are getting attacked by drones and you've got no turrets around the outside, you just take out your gun to try and shoot them from here, and then ducking all the way down again when all the shots start to come straight for you. Anyway, back into the free camera, here we go, all the way down underneath this thing, almost done with this. And then there we are at the very bottom, so once again, one hell of a lot of hydrogen thrusters, This time a bunch of passages just separating each of the hydrogen thrusters to make it look all fancy. Putting away here, across to there, there's your magnet plate to clamp it down. There's a spotlight currently blinding us, sitting behind a catwalk. Over here, we've then got a large hydrogen tank, which does have a camera on it, so we can peer straight down, as well as help connect up this connector right next to it. Across here, more hydrogen thrusters, even more hydrogen thrusters. Then over there, more magnetic plates, more spotlights behind catwalks, and there we are for the outside. So for what it is, it looks fantastic with how it's been set up. It's a very novel ship overall, considering how square it is, how rectangular it is, but also not at the same time. Looking at it like so, despite looking very simplistic, there's a lot going on with it, a lot of lumps, lots of bumps everywhere, just to break up the surface, stopping it from looking like a complete rectangle, which a lot of ships, especially your first ships, usually tend to come out like just a massive rectangle, a massive square. But no, this ship does a very good job of actually hiding the fact that it's that, by just raising stuff up, and just incorporating different things, like the steps. But now what I'm going to do is grab hold of my character, put that away, all the way over here, into the doorway. But I suppose what I could do is come through that top section. Nope, we'll come back to that a bit later. We're going to come up with this, on the inside, dropping down, and there we go, the doorways open up automatically. Coming through here, it'll close up as well, and here we are for the inside. To the left hand side, we then got some instructions on the screen telling us where to go. So we've got welcome to the BR1K, we then got a ladder going up that'll take us to our bridge, right there. We then got our crew quarters, which is very close over here. And then of course, at the very back of the ship, we've got our top hatch, which is going to be that ladder we saw at the very top. So we'll come back to that a bit later. We're going to come through here, opening up the doorway. Here we go, we've got our shower, we've got our toilet. And back through here once again, closing it up. Into this section, here we are for our crew quarters. We've got our beds on both sides. So into here, there we go, not much privacy, but then again, it is a very compact ship. Round towards the back, here we are, another very open section, but this time we've got a little kitchen place where we can grab coffee, clean up our cup, and of course recharge ourselves and respawn on this survival kit. That's our doorway that'll lead to our top hatch, clearly labelled up there. Over on this section, we've got a little seat to sit on, and a TV in front of us for some entertainment. Popping out of this, over to here, armory locker, and of course our doorway to go up to the top hatch. It's going to be a double door once again, then our ladder goes all the way up, and here we are at the very top of the ship once again. So dropping down, through here, once again we don't need to open up the doorways, it's all automatic, and towards the very front, up this ladder, and here we are for our bridge. So in the bridge, this is what we get, an air vent in the floor at the very back, and then two seats to actually control it, with a button panel on this side, but nothing is currently set up on that button panel, so it's there for you to use with whatever you want to use it for. Yes, looking around here, nice sort of view all around the thing thanks to the glass bridge blocks. Over here, at the very front, we've got this seat right here which controls nothing about it, but can drive the ship around, so you can have a person drive the ship around while you're sitting in the seat right behind it, and actually controlling all the stuff about the ship, because here we are for all of our controls. So we've got two tabs to go through, very simplistic controls, but number one, number two is for your spotlights to the front there to turn them on and off. There we go, as well as the ones all over the ship. We've got number two for our small lights to turn them on and off all the way around the ship, so we just about see it on the side there, turning on and off. Then we've got connectors on 4 and 5 to lock and unlock them. Number 6 is then for your hydrogen thrusters all the way around the ship, turn them on and off. Now because of this, because it should be all turned off all the way around the ship, there is a small issue because some of the thrusters are not turned off. It seems to be a small mistake, maybe it is intentional, I'm not too sure. Yes, back in the third person view, we can see one thruster down there is still turned on, so we can still move this thing around and still control it a little bit. That also includes some hidden away on the inside, so ones you see on the outside are not all the ones that control this ship. There are a few sneaky ones just hidden away. But anyway, turn that on once again so we can stop moving. There we are. Now we can actually drive this around once again. Anyway, number 8 is going to be for your magnet plates below this thing to lock and unlock them, and then number 9 is for your hydrogen tanks to stockpile on and off to fill up your tanks. Over to tab number 2, this is going to be for your jump drives, so we can jump with all 4 of them for 8,000 kilometers. Do that right now. Number 2 is for the doors on the side, which currently act as windows for the jump drive, so you can open and close that if you are going into a combat area. Number 3, number 4 is then for your jump drives to recharge on and off. They'll be separated into 2 different controls, so you have a bit of control over how much power the jump drives are going to be draining from the ship. As you see with them both turned on, they're going to be draining quite a lot of power to the point we have 30 minutes remaining, where you may want to use the auxiliary reactors to help boost this power on this ship. Anyway, number 5, number 6 for your cameras to view straight forwards and view straight down. That's going to be one next to your connector to help dock it up. And as for that, that's pretty much it for the controls on this ship, so it's time to drive this thing around. So moving forwards, here we go, this is what we get, and as you expect from having 3 large hydrogen thrusters, we've got plenty of speed moving forwards, and then coming to a stop, again, we've got bloody loads of speed thanks to all the thrusters at the very front. Moving left, and move right, again, some very respectable speed with that, very fast compared to a lot of ships that showcase on this channel, left and right, and then of course, relining that, moving down, There we go, about the same as left and right. Moving up, feels faster than moving forward, feels like the fastest thing out of everything. That's to be expected from a ship that can fly on a planet. Then for gyroscope controls, first person viewports again, moving this thing around. And there we go. A nice little control over this, a nice hint of weight on there, so it does drag around a little bit. So spinning this, then go to the mouse, and as you see, it will follow through quite a lot. Third person view doing it once again. There we go. Very slight weight on there, so you can see it sort of dragging around there when you lift it up and down. But still, at the end of the day, that's bloody fantastic for a ship this size, and should do very well in the long run, especially if you want to do some trade contracts to make a bit of space credits, or just do some general exploring in survival mode. And with that, that's pretty much it for this ship, all it has to offer inside and out. So the last thing to do is to slam it into an asteroid to see how it crumples. So here we go, this is going to be the end of the BR1K, the giant flying brig, and it's about to slam into the asteroid. How will it crumble? I do not know, it seems to be gamble each time, but there we go, a nice big explosion. What is remaining of the ship? What is remaining of the ship? Oh, look at that. I was not expecting that. Like I said, it's a big gamble what happens when you slam stuff into an asteroid. Sometimes it bounces away, sometimes the front gets a little bit of damage, and then every now and again, you get a ship that completely crumples into nothingness. Or well, this happens right here. Massive hole, a bit of fire. Well, at least you're going to have a bit of warmth on this asteroid, and not much else. So it's slowly flying away, and I'll slowly go into the distance to be forgotten to eventually clear it up. But no, that is that for this video, that is that for the BR1K. There'll be a link to its description below to which you download and play around yourself. I highly recommend you do because it is a fantastic looking ship. And I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.